Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a client interview with Mr. Max. And here's Max. He's been working with me. He just finished the 8 weeks. And now we're going to talk to him to see how he feels now after working with me one-on-one. So Max, tell us a little bit about yourself, your backstory, where you were before we started working together.
Thanks, Ari. Absolutely. So my history kind of starts off as playing acoustic guitar, transitioning into metal bands through my early 20s. Kind of fell out of that phase getting older here now, in my early 30s at this point. And I'm kind of just enjoying creating music on my own instead of doing the full band thing. And I wanted to be able to do that from my bedroom, but I was missing a key component of having any knowledge on how to do it. I was introduced to Ari, and he offered me some tutoring on, uh, getting better at this at production. So I went on a whim and took it, and here we are.
Nice. So in terms of how you feel now compared to 8 weeks ago, what would you say the biggest difference is?
Everything, honestly. So 8 weeks ago, I would sit on my laptop, open up Ableton. I would sit there, create, a melody. I've always been decent at creating melodies, but I could never develop it. I would just create that, get stuck, move on to the next project. 8 weeks in now, I'm creating melodies. I'm creating transitions into new parts. I'm arranging it all. I'm creating structured tracks from beginning to finish in a week, and they're coming out sounding professional.
Amazing. So the whole workflow just leveled up.
I figured out how it works now, and you made it really simple.
So cool, that's great. You have a simple, systematic process to go by to make things consistent, right?
Absolutely, much easier now.
At what point did you start to really feel the biggest difference? How many weeks in would you really start to feel a shift?
Week one, absolutely, right out of the gate. Your first week was just absolutely a game changer for me. Just learning how to get everything into an organized pattern or an organized flow. I learned how to make everything neat and organized, and then how to structure it all so that when I'd come back to it, I would have a developed plan to continue moving forward instead of being stuck in one spot.
So you're no longer stuck. You know how to move forward every time.
Every single time. Every time I sit down with a session, there's progression. I'm happy when I end my session. I mean, obviously, here and there, music has its moments, right, where it can be difficult. But almost every single session I sit down, uh, I'm content with what the work I've got completed instead of feeling like I wasted hours and hours doing nothing.
That's amazing. So going forward, how is this going to help you going forward with your future endeavors, future projects?
I feel confident enough to create tracks that I can release to the world now. I'd never had that feeling before. I feel like I can create projects, follow through on them, meet deadlines because I know what I'm doing. Before, I was missing all those key components.
How about in terms of putting your music out there, in terms of working with other people, maybe doing some collaborations? How do you feel in that regard?
It's been absolutely a game changer for me. I have friends come over now that I work with musically, singers and other music and other songwriters. When we sit down and I show them my workflow compared to how it was before you and I started working together, um, it's kind of funny. They start wanting to work with me more now.
So they're basically taking you more seriously in a way.
They're taking me more seriously because they see that I'm taking it more seriously.
Good. That's awesome. So what's next for you? What's the next step?
Um, I mean, I kind of while we were doing our mentorship, I fell in love with synthwave. It's a genre. I always had, I always enjoyed it, but I started developing it and studying on how to make it. So I think I'm going to start practicing making some retro wave music with the singer I'm working with. This isn't going to be a permanent thing. It's just something that I'm interested at the moment. From there, I'll probably move into doing more guitar work on there. So kind of practicing up through that and just kind of see where it takes me. I don't have too many futuristic goals. I just love making music, and I'm going to continue doing it now that I'm comfortable doing it.
Amazing. So you feel comfortable, you feel confident, no more doubt, no more questioning, no more confusion, no more wasting hours. So that's great. Any last words, any word of advice you would give to someone who is in your position?
You know, the biggest thing I've thought about this a bunch, but I really don't think that without taking the step of working with you, I would be here making music every day like I am now. I mean, I've got the self-confidence to where it motivates me to make music. Even when I'm not feeling, extremely creative or something like that, I can sit down, work past that block, and all of a sudden start enjoying it again. It just takes that simple step of sitting down, which I didn't feel like I had before I was working with you.
Literally, that's the biggest shift right there, is what you just said. Like, even when you don't feel like it, you can just sit down and just take the right steps, and the inspiration will follow.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel good. 10 minutes into it, I sit down, I start creating. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I'm here for. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like training at the gym. It's,
Yeah.
it's not waiting for the inspiration, it's doing action, and the inspiration comes from that, and then that becomes your source, is just executing. And this is how you become consistent. So that's amazing. I'm glad you've realized that. That's awesome. So yeah, you heard it from Max himself. If you want to get similar results, if you feel maybe stuck with your productions, you're not really getting the sound you want, maybe you want to take things to the next level, all you got to do is click the link in the description. You and I can talk one-on-one, figure out the best plan for you going forward. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.